Hi everyone and welcome to Book Boop. My name is Rachel and today I'm going to talk about the books I'm hoping to get to in the month of March. So I only have 5 books on this TBR because I have some other books I didn't get to yet for February, and so I'm probably going to rule those over. But I'm excited about all 5 of these books. 3 of them are ones I don't have physically at the moment, but I can show you pictures of the covers, and then I have a couple of physicals. But let's go ahead and jump right in. So I've been working through some different series, and one that I'm really enjoying right now is the Keep the Lost City series by Shannon Messenger. I need to read the 3rd book in March, which is Everblaze. If you haven't heard of this series before, it is a middle grade series that is several books long. I think there's currently 8 books out, and I think there'll be about 10 of them. They're all pretty chunky, but they read really, really quick. And they definitely have some serious Harry Potter vibes to them. We've got kind of like the chosen one trope and this whole thing about a kid who is in sort of like the normal everyday world, feels like she doesn't fit in, and then she finds out that she is in fact an extraordinary person, and she ends up having to go to a magic school. So it's a lot of fun. There's way more to it than that, but I really enjoy this and definitely gives me some Harry Potter vibes. I'm really enjoying this whole series so far, and I'm excited to continue to hopefully read at least 1 book a month until I am caught up with the whole series, which will take me a good chunk of the year. So it should be a good time. All right, after that, let's see what the next one is. I've got my list here so I don't forget anything. All right. The next one I am hoping to read that just gives me kind of wintry vibes, and I know we're starting to get a little bit closer into spring, at least over here in the US when it comes to March, but I really, really want to read this one, and it is Elatsoe by Darcie Little Badger, and I've heard so many good things about this book. I'm not really sure if this is a middle grade or a YA. I think it's a YA book, but we are following this girl who has the ability to talk to animals, I think. And she also sees ghosts. I can't remember if she just sees ghosts of animals or ghosts of people. But her cousin, I think, is murdered, and she's trying to see if she can solve the murder. That's really all I know about it. I know that's not much, but I didn't want to refresh myself too much on the description of this book because I kind of want to be surprised with some of the aspects of it. But I've heard it's really good, and I'm really, really excited to give it a try. And then after that, kind of like in the same vein, because there's like wolves and dogs all over the front of that cover, for some reason I was in the mood for this one too, and it's called A Wolf for a Spell by Karah Sutton. I'm sorry, this is very blurring with the lights, but it has such a gorgeous cover, doesn't it? It's so pretty. This one I think has to do with Baba Yaga, which I haven't read any books that focus on that folktale. I think it's a Russian folktale, if I'm correct. And I am super excited to read this one because I know there's so many really good middle grades I want to read that focus on this particular like folktale of Baba Yaga. But in this one, we're following this girl who goes to Baba Yaga she has a request. I think she has a certain wish she wants granted. But instead of her wish being granted, I think Baba Yaga tricks her and puts her in the body of a wolf or turns her into a wolf. And then Baba Yaga, I think, borrows her body to like run off and do something, and so she's trying to find Baba Yaga to switch back. I'm pretty positive that's what I remember what the description of this book is, and it just sounds like a lot of fun. It sounds like it looks kind of like, well, honestly it gives me kind of fall vibes, but I don't know, it looks cozy, and I'm all about the cozy vibes right now, especially with kind of like getting out of winter, getting into spring, and just, I don't know, it just feels like fresh new start, and I just feel like reading something cozy. It sounds like fun. All right, so I have 2 more books here, one of which has been on my TBR cart for a very long time, and I realized how long it's been. I was like, oh, I need to read this one, and it looks very springy, and that is Tiger Lily by Jodi Lynn Anderson. This is I don't think it's a Peter Pan retelling, but it's a Peter Pan style story. We're following Tiger Lily from the story of Peter Pan, and she's completely head over heels for Peter Pan. She's completely in love with him, and she wants to be with him, and to do that she kind of has to go against what her people want. And also then Wendy Darling appears and throws a wrench in everything as well, and it just sounds really interesting. I've read quite a few Peter Pan retellings recently that I didn't particularly love, so I haven't been as interested in reading this one, but I really love Jodi Lynn Anderson's writing, and I love her stories, and so I'm excited to see what she does with it. I'm hoping I will be pleasantly surprised. I'm trying to go in with low expectations, but I think it'll be really fun to read. Shouldn't be too long, and has a beautiful cover that just screams spring to me. So let's do it. All right, lastly, when it comes to series I'm currently working through the Mirror Visitor series by Christelle Dabos, and there are 4 books in the series, and I need to read book 3, and that is The Memory of Babel. These covers are some of the most beautiful covers I have ever seen. I absolutely adore them. That's what roped me into this series to begin with when I first saw them, but then the description sounded really cool too. I feel like I've described this series so many times on my channel, so I apologize, but just for those of you who have not heard of this series before, it is originally written in French and it was translated into English. And in this series, I believe it's considered YA, and it is a alternate future story about the chunks of the world have broken off, and there's like floating spires, these floating cities throughout the world, and in each spire the people have their own unique abilities, and we're following this girl who's living in a spire who most people have unique abilities when it comes to objects. They can animate objects, they can repair objects very easily, or also read objects, which is what this girl that we're following is able to do. She's able to touch an object and read the object. She's also able to travel through mirrors and go from one mirror to another and use them as doors and ways to travel. Usually once you are on your spire, that's your spire. You don't normally travel to other ones, especially usually uproot and live on another one. But she is put into a politically arranged marriage between her and an important person who is living on a completely different spire. And she ends up leaving her spire, leaving the only home she's ever known, and going to this different place that is full of so much political intrigue and lots of backstabbing craziness, and there's such an interesting magic system, such an interesting world that's created in this, and I really, really love it. There's so much more to it than that, and I honestly don't know what's going to be transpiring in the 3rd book at all. I try not to read the descriptions of books and series after I've already started them because I want to be surprised about what's going to happen. But I'm really excited to see what happens in this next book because the last book ended on quite an interesting cliffhanger, so I'm excited to see what happens. And also, I'm excited because this one's probably the shortest one in the series. These books are really chunky, and I'm excited to have one of them that is a little bit smaller. It won't feel as daunting. They're still so good though. I have a fear of larger books. So I'm glad that this one's a little bit shorter. It feels a little bit less daunting. But those are all the books I am really hoping to get to in March. I noticed I have like a green theme going on, and I'm not mad about it. It definitely feels very like St. Patrick's Day in March, so I love it. I am hoping I can get to all of these. I'm also really hoping to get to Aurora's End, which is a book that I had on my January TBR, then I put it on my February TBR, and now it is on my March TBR. So like I said, I have some rollovers that I'm hoping to get to as well. But let me know down below if you have read any of these books and what you thought of them, or let me know like maybe what you're planning in March. If you don't know what to comment, please comment down below a 4-leaf clover. That'd be really, really fun just to kind of go with the green theme I've got going on over here. But thank you so much for watching. I appreciate that you're here. Thank you for the newer subs that I've gotten recently. I'm so glad you're here. Please say hi down below. On this side of the video over here is my logo. You can click on that and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, if you'd like to see more. And also on this side of the video is a suggestion for another video of mine if you'd like to watch right now. But thank you so much for watching. You rock, and don't forget to keep reading. Bye!